It's the Daily Doug.
Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Happy 420. Comes around once a year. We're starting this episode off right. It's also a Monday, so it's a Metal Monday, and we're starting the week off right. And I have a very special, besides it being 420, y'all, I have a very special Metal Monday for all of y'all because one of our favorite bands here on the channel, up the irons, y'all, Iron Maiden, has been inducted, or they've been invited to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This just happened within the past week. And all of my friends who are big Iron Maiden fans were like, Doug, are we going to have a Maiden Monday? We got to talk about this. It's big time news. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. So today we're going to celebrate Iron Maiden getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're also going to listen to some of their music, and I've got my new pipe out. I'll tell you about this here in a few minutes. But yeah, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced their lineup of 2026 inductees. They have 8 musicians and bands who are being inducted later this year in October. Most notably to me on the list of folks that are getting in, Phil Collins as a solo artist, a wonderful, wonderful musician. And of course, I love his work in Genesis, but an iconic musician of the last several decades. Congratulations to Phil. Billy Idol got in. I don't know a ton of his work, but the work that I do know, I know that it's worthy and it matches up with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? And also matching up with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is Iron Maiden. They've been eligible for the Rock Hall since 2005, all the way back since 2005, because they released their debut album in 1980. So they were available and eligible to be inducted 21 years ago, but it hasn't happened until now. This was the third time that they officially appeared as a nominee to the Rock Hall, and it took the third time for them to finally be recognized for the decades-long ambassadorship of metal and hard rock that they are, that they do. So, like I said, I wanted to celebrate a little bit today, especially with it being 420. And so here, I want to talk to y'all about this. My birthday was earlier this month, y'all. And for my birthday, I got this newfangled thing. This is so cool. It's a 21st century pipe. It's called the Freeze Pipe. This company is not a sponsor, friends. This is not a paid advertisement. I'm just taking a little bit of time on 420 to tell you about my new favorite pipe. I got some information about it. It is called the Freeze Pipe, and it has these glycerin coils in here, and it cools your hit by up to 300 degrees by the time that it gets from here to here. And because you don't have to use like ice cubes or anything else to cool off your hit, you can just put this in the freezer. You put it in the freezer for about an hour, and it'll stay cold for your entire session, friends. And trust me, I know that this is a little thing here that pops out, but it makes it really easy to clean. And if you want a longer session, you can get multiple little containers there. It has a bong-like smoothness to the hits, but it has a handpipe familiarity to it, and I really, really enjoy it. We don't have to worry about water, don't have to worry about ice, I don't have to do all these extra steps. It's a lovely piece of glass, and I've really enjoyed it so far. So cheers, friends. I'll be taking a hit of this as we listen to some Iron Maiden here. So what are we listening to today? Our friend Estrone has suggested that we listen to the Talisman from Iron Maiden. This is from their album, The Final Frontier. It was their 15th album, released back in 2010. And from this album, I think the only other song that I've heard so far is When the Wild Wind Blows. And I heard that relatively recently. That was in episode 997. And when we heard that performance, it was from the concert film In Vivo. That was the film that features the epic performance of Iron Maiden in Santiago, Chile, in April of 2011. So we're going back at Estrone's urging to that same concert film, and we're going to see their performance of the Talisman. He has said that this is a song that pushes Bruce to his limits, and that it is a song that's liked by the Iron Maiden faithful, and that it's an underrated gem from this particular album. It's written by Yannick Gers and Steve Harris, and I'm ready to dive in, friends. Let's enjoy ourselves with a little Iron Maiden. Today, we've got Bruce Dickinson on the vocals. We've got Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and Yannick Gers on guitars. Steve Harris is on the bass and keyboards, and Nico McBrain is on the drums. I am ready. The irons are already upped, y'all. So let's enjoy it. The Talisman live from Iron Maiden. Here we go. This performance happened on my birthday, April 10th.
When I stand and look about the port and contemplate my life, will I ever see my countrymen again?
You know it's gonna be
As
epic.
the captain calls us on the deck,
They're just hanging out on a D.
I take my fair walk to the harbor side. I glance back one last time.
I like the sound effects. To the harbor side, I glance back one last time.
On days,
I'm gonna drop to
our
shit.
problems will leave behind. Ships by the tenfold sail out on the tide. We are pleased to be out on embracing the open sea, free from our troubles, far free from the inheritors, unfulfilled reason behind them. We free from what is not, what is will be.
We flee from what is not, what is will be.
Face our
We flee the earth and face our harsh reality.
Well, death
Death
below
mist.
mist that hangs on the sea. We run from evil tongues, rash judgment, selfish men, never to be seen on these shores again as we sail into ocean side
so-
and loose
so
side
quiet.
of the land. Face of contentment around in the air. We're off now to see all our
fortunes,
fortunes to the land
of our
of
dreams.
our dreams.
And they turn major. And now is when they kick it up. interesting. Bruce is normally the one that's running around, but he's pretty static. Birds outsoar the raging storm, but we can't escape it. We're many leagues from safe. Holding on for our dear lives. Cool. Talisman is in my hand. Are we having really rotten luck, or are we just being Jonah'd? Jonah and the whale, right? That's cool move. Solete go. Just right at the natural minor scale. Days without a meal. Westward. We sail on. I love this. Unbelievable performance. Sail by the Talisman. Okay. It's like they moved to E to do a guitar solo. Hell yeah! Where has that groove been in this piece? And why isn't it longer? Golden Promised Land. So they've got that riff in there. That's an insane vocal part, man. Take it down an octave, man. It's still going to be powerful. Sail by the Talisman. multiple guitars through all of this. And big ending. What more do you want from a hard rockin' tune? A cool story, historical story, a little bit of mythology in there, the talisman that they're holding tightly to, putting their faith in, their lucky charm. And Bruce just ripping it up on those vocals. I haven't heard much from that album. It's one of the later ones. And we've kind of been going in chronological order with their albums, and now we're into the 90s. So it's going to be a bit before, if I keep going in chronological order, before I get to the Final Frontier. But, we can always pop in and listen to some specific tunes, and I really enjoyed hearing that one. It's always great. We've heard more from Iron Maiden on this channel than any other band, and I still have a whole bunch of songs from them that I have not yet heard. So it's wonderful to be a fan of a band like this who's put in the work over so many decades, and so it's just wonderful to see them finally getting the recognition, at least from an institution like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that frankly they've been deserving of for quite a long time. I read, as I was getting ready to do this episode, that the band is actually not planning on attending or performing at the induction ceremony. It's possible that they might record a performance to be broadcast at that induction ceremony, but they're going to be, they're busy. They're busy being the ambassadors that they are. They're going to be in Australia and in New Zealand on that leg of their Run for Your Lives tour. And they've apparently told the Hall of Fame that we're not going to be suspending our tour and traveling back halfway around the world just to make it to your induction ceremony. Plus, I did come across an account of a really interesting exchange that Bruce Dickinson had in a fan Q&A a few years ago on this specific subject. And when he was asked if he thinks that the band should be inducted, he said, absolutely. He says, I actually think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is an utter and complete load of bollocks, to be honest with you. It's run by a bunch of sanctimonious, bloody Americans who wouldn't know rock and roll if it hit them in the face. They need to stop taking Prozac and start drinking fucking beer. He's not wrong. As an American, there's a lot of acts that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame over the many years that I've been now paying attention. And, many of the artists and bands, of course, make perfect sense. But it's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is trying to be the popular music Hall of Fame. We're just going to call it all rock and roll. Some of it's not rock and roll. It's just that they're the biggest and, most prestigious of the organizations that exist like this. So they're including very deserving musicians, but musicians that, did not play rock and roll. Do not play rock and roll. It's a different style of popular music. Put them into the Pop Hall of Fame, or the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, or the Jazz Hall of Fame. Whatever, So in that realm, I think of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as just a general celebration of some of the biggest artists in popular music, whether they be specifically rock and roll musicians or not. And you celebrate them, and it's great, and all of them are deserving. On the other hand, at a different level, the semantic, the language means something in me is like, really? Are you going to put that musician in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? But it exists the way that it does, and now it rightfully is going to have a band called Iron Maiden that is included and lifted up, and it's going to be great to see that happen this year. As to when we'll get back to Iron Maiden, I'm not sure, and this was a special little episode that I fit in because I thought it would be really great to talk about the Rock Hall and all this while it happened. But we will continue on, Iron Maiden fans, in our exploration of all of the albums, and it won't be too long before we get back to music from Iron Maiden. But for today, I believe that is going to be all for me. A fun time to be a big fan of Iron Maiden, as they have been inducted or announced that they'll be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame later this year. And we enjoyed ourselves by listening to the band just absolutely rip it up on the Talisman live at the In Vivo Santiago, Chile performance so many years ago. So I'm still thinking about trying to get to an Iron Maiden show this year, y'all. I'll see what I can do. I'm hoping to. Right now, it's not in the cards, but I'm open to it. Let's see if we can make it work. So thank you for being with me on this Maiden Monday, Metal Monday, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Monday, 420 Monday. However you celebrate, friends, thank you for spending some of your day with me. I thank you for being with me. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.